Hi, if you're seeing this message might be for you. Hi, my name is Kai. I'm a spiritual coach. I am going to give you a channel message for the day. So, first, I'm going to figure out who you are. Who are you? Who are you? And what is your current situation? What is the collective's current situation? Current situation. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. I'm going to put this back because I asked the wrong question. What is the collective's current situation? Okay. Okay, so there's something here about you need to be encouraged. Okay. So Spirit is saying that you're in a stage of life where there is a need for encouragement of your gifts. You feel a little bit lost, it feels like. Okay, so Strength card, High Priestess in reverse, and then I have the Queen of Cups. So Spirit is saying that you are needing to trust yourself more. You're in a stage of life where you are learning to trust yourself or needing to trust yourself. And the answer to that, okay, so basically your intuition is buried right now and it needs to come out, or like it's like you know what's going on but you're choosing not to know, kind of. It's like you're afraid to know. With this Strength card, it feels like you're afraid of your own self, or you're afraid of your own knowledge. So I don't know what's going on specifically, but we're going to go dive deeper into that, into who you are first before we do that. So who is the collective? Okay, so you've ended something. Okay, so there's a cycle ending, and this is actually here first. The Six of Swords and the World card in reverse. Definitely you are someone who's ending something. You've ended some sort of cycle, and so maybe like in this new world or this new reality that you're creating, you're like, where am I? Because you've moved away from something. It feels like you're mentally confused because you've moved away from everything that you've known, and now you don't know how to trust yourself anymore, because maybe in the past you made decisions that you shouldn't have, or that, not that you shouldn't have, because everything is a journey and everything that you did was for a reason, for you to learn on your journey. So it's not that you shouldn't have, it's just that it resulted in you being in a vulnerable space that you didn't feel comfortable in, and so you don't trust your own decision making anymore, if that makes any sense. Although you have grown, right? Because you've moved past something and you now have ended something. So these were decisions that you made. You decided to end it. And let's get clarity on this. You either decided to end it, or you will decide to end it. Because you're going to learn how to trust yourself. You gonna learn how to trust yourself. Like, is that a threat? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. Ooh, yeah. It's so the future's a mystery, obviously. Okay. So Spirit is saying that you have the Moon card, the World in reverse, obviously, and then I have the Chariot in reverse. So Spirit is saying that it's almost like they don't want to tell you what the future holds, and you're just going to have to trust yourself. Like, Spirit is saying that you literally just have to trust yourself. You're the only one that you can trust. This is your world, and I like how the World card is here, because in reverse, with the High Priestess in reverse as well, this is about inner alchemy, and this is about you trusting yourself. This is about you trusting your own moves and what you're doing with your life. This is your life. This is your world that you're choosing to see in a way that isn't really grounded. And that's because you're not grounded. Because with this Strength card, I'm feeling like you were in a space where your nervous system was totally dysregulated. And from whatever situation you just came from, where you feel like you chose it, which, okay, debatable, but sure, even if you did choose it, you it was some situation where you didn't feel comfortable and you don't want to go back there. And so now you're living out of fear instead of living out of love, through love, which is the highest frequency. A lot of people debate that, but I still believe it's the highest frequency. There's different ways to get to that frequency, but I believe that love is the highest frequency because God is love, right? And that's the all. The all is, everything is love, right? That's how it starts. Even when we create babies, where does that start? Not always love, but you get the gist. It's supposed to, right? Two people love each other, or they have a feeling of love, and that's what creates anything. So that's the highest frequency with which we use to create. So you no longer being in love is creating a view of the world that you don't trust, because you don't trust yourself, because you're not in love anymore with yourself. So this is actually really heavy, and I want you to know that if you do resonate with this message, I'm rubbing my ears. Maybe you need to comfort yourself. You deserve comfort, and it starts with yourself. When you come home from work, like, are you tired? Do you need a foot rub? Do you need to give yourself a foot rub? Scrub your feet, give yourself a nice exfoliant, and put them oils on your feet and just rub them. Spend time with your body. Like, spend time comforting yourself and feeling comfortable within yourself. It starts there. I know that sounds really simple, but it literally starts there, right? If you're not paying attention to your daily aches and pains and whatever your body is telling you, you're showing your body that you don't care about your body. And that's reinforcing this idea that you don't trust yourself. There's something in the future that is ahead of you that you cannot see. So you're going to have to really learn how to trust yourself. And so on this journey where you're moving away from something, whatever it is that you're detaching from, detach and know that you're guided. The reason that the Chariot came out in reverse is because you don't believe in being guided. You don't believe that you are guided. And if you don't believe that you're guided, then that's you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the guidance. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean it's not there. It just means that you're confused about it. This means you don't trust spirit. And this might have to literally do with you, like, it could be that you not trusting yourself, but it also could be you not trusting God. You not trusting the divine plan. You not trusting what God has in store for you. You have a lot in store for you. And sometimes it's really just you in your own way, because you really have to navigate this world knowing that you are powerful because you have God behind you. You have God in you, around you, in front of you, and behind you all the time. All the time. So if that's true, and it is, then you can trust yourself, because at the end of the day, even if things don't go as you've planned, they went as they were planned. Do you catch my drift? Is that making sense for you? Even though it didn't go as you planned, it still went as planned. You don't know. You don't know what the plan is. You only know what your plan is. In the past, you had a plan and it didn't work, and that's why you were so attached to this idea, and because that idea didn't shape up the way you thought it would, you now don't trust yourself. But that wasn't Spirit's plan. And so with this High Priestess in reverse as well, I'm getting you don't have to feel so obligated to create. Like, we are co-creators of our reality, right? But we are co-creators of our reality, which means we have to allow our intuition to guide us. And in the past, you may have made decisions based off of worldly ideas, based off of advice that someone gave you, or even just what you thought your life should be based off of, a lot of times we build life off of, and I talk about this a lot with my clients. You build your life a lot of the times based off of like trauma, basically. I got to get money because my parents didn't have money. I have to be with a rich man because my mom was with a poor man. I have to beat everybody else because everybody else beat me when I was younger. Not beat physically, but I meant like win, as in winning, right? Like be ahead of everybody else. So now you create this version of yourself that's a perfectionist, and you feel like you have to outdo everybody, and it's never been about that. You're one of one. You're one of one. You're the only one. Okay? And so a lot of times we've built our lives based off of these fears. And that's not God. And that's why it didn't work out. Not because you aren't guided, not because you're not special, not because you're not smart or intuitive, but because you weren't actually trusting your intuition in the first place. You were out of touch with your intuition because you didn't know how to tap into it, because you were still living out of fear of the past, fear of what could happen, fear of what did happen, fear of what happened to others. And so that's how you built your life vision. And now you're learning how to tap into your intuition to build your life vision. That it's not always about this materialistic idea of the world based in what already is. You're here to build something that never has been. And that requires for you to dig really, 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 really deep and to be with yourself, sometimes in isolation. With this strength card out here, I'm also getting like, this is giving very like, this whole reading is kind of giving lone wolf energy, or like you're alone on a journey. Even though there's other people in this card, it still feels very like lonely. It feels like, okay, here we go into like this new what's the word I'm looking for? Uncharted territory. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Literally came to my head. Uncharted territory. And so that can feel very lonely, right? Like this whole journey looks like it's about self, and it is a journey through the self as well, because like I just said, what I just described is shadow work. What I just described is you learning how you actually operate. You operate through the subconscious. When you learn your subconscious, which you might have already done a lot of this work, it seems like you have. If you learn your when you learn your subconscious, you learn your own operating system. And so you're learning how to right now reprogram that operating system to work not only for you, but with you, to co-create. I'm going to get some more clarity. Let me see. This is a beautiful reading, and if you're feeling lost right now, I want you to know that that's actually on purpose. God, Spirit, wants you to learn how strong you are. The Strength card was the first card out. You're supposed to be learning how strong you are right now. That is why you're in this space. I put on dark makeup today. It's funny because I put on dark makeup before the reading, and I kind of just did it intuitively. I never put on dark makeup, but I like it. It reminds me of like this mystery, this mysterious thing that, like, I don't know. It's when you're in it out of not choice, it feels scary. But when you learn to embrace this like balance of light and dark, and even what I'm wearing right now, you can see like there's white and black, dark makeup. There's this idea of like balance, or not balance, polarity, where without the darkness there can't be light, and vice versa. They exist together because they have to exist in order for creation to happen. The darkness helps you to learn how to operate from within. It is creative energy. You know how if you're a creative, if you're watching this and you're creative or you're an artist or something, you know how some of your best work comes from dark energy, or it comes from like a dark time, or a depressive time or a depressing breakup or grief or something, right? Because that's when we get to tap into God, really. And I'm not saying that God is a dark being. What I'm saying is when you don't have distraction around you, when you turn the lights off and it's just you, that's where you find God. When everybody's left you and no, there's nobody around and there's no distractions, there's nothing to do, you're lost, you have no idea what your next step is, that's where God is. So if you're feeling like you're in that space right now, you're actually being given an opportunity to learn God through yourself. And that's the beauty of it, right? This dark energy. When I put on dark makeup, it made me think about how it might scare some people or it might make some people not approach me. I like that because I don't want to be approached. I don't want to share my energy. Also, if there's a lot of creative energy coming through right now, but if you are creative as well, you know that there are parts of your process that you're not ready to share yet, and that's okay, and that's on purpose. God is telling you not to share it because it isn't done yet, and it's at a place where there's a part of the creative process where you've created a version of the art that is so fragile that if it were to go out too soon, it would be tampered with or sullied in some way. It wouldn't be, it's not strong enough to withstand criticism or even attention. It's kind of like if you're pregnant and you're only like 3 months pregnant, you're not supposed to have the baby. And if you do have a baby, we have to protect that baby with all our might because the baby wasn't ready to come out yet. So it's not supposed to be exposed to the air and the germs and the lights and it's very sensitive. This is kind of where you're at, and you're needing to accept that that's where you're at because it's actually a really beautiful place where you're really close to creation. You're really close to God itself. You're really close to a breakthrough. That's the reading. That's the reading. I'm not even going to pull any other cards. I think that's it. I think I'm going to, let me see. I'm going to pull an oracle card, though, because I like to, you know what, actually, since we're talking about dark things, I like this deck. I don't use this a lot because it's new, but it was gifted to me. It's called Dreams of Gaia. I love this deck. I usually only use it for myself, but it's very dark in color, and I just feel like it fits the reading for today. So here we go. I'm gonna pull a card. Please pull a card for the collective spirit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading. Oh shoot, I wasn't expecting that. This is the 5 of Fire, which is about, well, this is Dreams of Gaia, so it's based on the elements instead of the regular suits. But this is Wands, or fire. 5 of Fire. 5 of Wands is usually about like disputes or arguments of some sort. I'm gonna look at the book just to make sure. Let me see. 5 of fire. 10 of fire. Come on, not 10, 5. So 5 of Fire. Rivalry, competition, aggression, bullying, conflict, discord, chaos, obstacles. I'm taking a deep breath for you. I'm sending a lot of love because I feel like I just came through this. So you're in the right place because I just got through with this exact energy. A time of chaos, conflict, or confrontation, a battle for control or dominance, a desire for power, influence, or wealth. Do not judge or condemn others. Base your concern in fact. Avoid pack mentality behavior. Make no place for bullying. Focus on your vision, not on what others are doing. I don't even think I need to read the rest of this. Usually, I mean, their descriptions are heavenly, and I could read it, but I think I just want to kind of go intuitively right now because I know even before I read that. And this might be what you're walking away from. And I'm glad I pulled this card because this is very important. With the Six of Swords energy, this is giving us more specifics. You have been going through it with the people around you who choose to vilify you or villainize you. I don't know if that's the right word. You have been attacked several times over by one person or a group of people or whatever the case may be, and you are learning. This has to do with something relationship wise, not necessarily romantic, maybe, but this is to do with people for sure. I could say that this is an inner thing. No, this is about people. This is about people trying your ass. Yeah, it's about people trying your ass. People have been trying the freak out of you. I know this energy. This whole reading felt very familiar, and now I know why. No, it's not your fault. No, it's not a reflection of who you are. It is a reflection of where you're going because you have changed. And I just talked about this earlier, but when you change your energy, your energetic construct, when you change who you are as a person, the reality around you starts to reject you because you no longer fit in the narrative of other people's minds. So they will reject you. Unconsciously, they don't know that they're doing that, but that's what's happening. You're turning into somebody that other people don't know. You're different. I'm sending you a lot of love and encouragement because you got this. It will be over soon, sooner than you think. But you are doing the right thing by walking away. You don't deserve to be mistreated. Once you tell people how to treat you and they don't listen, and you already told them, you don't really need to tell them again. What you need to do is set boundaries, and that's what you're doing with the Six of Swords. And you don't know where you're going. This almost feels like, now that I'm reading this again, it almost feels like an escape. Like, because with this Moon card and the World in reverse and the Chariot in reverse, it's like you're going, but you're going nowhere. Does that make sense? Like you're going, but you don't know where. I'm sending a lot of love because I know that's hard, especially if this is about conflict with people who were your support system or were the people that you depended on or you thought you could depend on. It can be very lonely. Like I said before, this is a lonely reading. Oh man, I'm sending you so much love. I feel the need to pull more cards. I'm just going to pull a few more from the regular deck. Thank you, Spirit. Something about Knight of Wands. Oh, shoot. Five of Wands. That's literally what this card is. I just told you. That's what this is. This is that. Conflict. You've been going through it. So it feels like, this feels like running away vigorously. This feels like you were like, hell no. Like you were like, oh, This feels like one of these people is this person and this person is you. It feels like you were fighting so hard to keep people in your life that weren't actually wanting to be in your life or just were committed to misunderstanding you. And then you were just like, nah. And then you got into the Six of Swords energy and now you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. Like, but you like, I'm getting out of here. I know that much. And you know what? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. What's the advice for the what's the advice? What's the advice for the collective? What's the advice for the collective? Jeez Louise, man. What's the advice for the collective? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Source. Okay. Spirit is saying you got to put down your burdens. You were working way too hard for things that weren't even yours. You were working so hard just to carry somebody else's stuff. Like, Spirit is saying it's time to put down the burdens. It's time to get out of the weeds of someone else's mess. That's what this feels like. You were committed to healing or helping someone else. You were fighting someone else's subconscious. And you just learned, like, wait, this isn't even my stuff. You just learned, like, this isn't even my stuff. Spirit is saying that it's safe to put it down. What other advice is there for the collective? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. We're about to alchemize this right now. I know that much. It's time. Oh, sorry. I just got choked up. You might be choked up or don't know how to speak, and it's okay. You don't have to speak. Don't speak. You know just what you're feeling. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Oh, what a great song. Don't Speak by No Doubt. I think that's the name of it. You are okay to not speak. You are very intuitive. You gotta trust yourself. There's something about trusting yourself here. And trust that it's okay to be alone. It's necessary, actually. Actually, I think that you're gonna find a lot of peace. I'm praying and I'm knowing that you're about to find a lot of peace. This is when I see this right now, I see calm. I don't see loneliness. I see peace. And through that peace, you're going to know God. You're going to learn God again. You're going to learn yourself again. You're going to find yourself again. This is such a beautiful reading. There's like an enlightenment happening. You might be going through a spiritual awakening or an enlightenment period. It's my cat. You might be going through an enlightenment period. Is there any other advice or final words for the collective? Okay. Page of Cups in reverse. So I think there's something about like the inner child you used to want. This was something about like, this must be family or some sort of like long-term relationship that you're dealing with, or relationships. Could be friendships. But there's like a part of you that you built these relationships based off of an old version of yourself, based off of a version of yourself that wanted to please everybody around you. And as you have grown and changed, they don't really like that, because you're becoming someone that isn't there for them in the same way, or doesn't provide the same energy to them in this anymore. And so you're kind of learning how to give that back to yourself. These people are, it feels like, honestly, this is just old energy. Yeah. Spirit is saying, don't even worry about it. As I said that, like, don't even worry about it. Like, this is old energy that needs to be forgotten. It needs to be forgotten. And it's time for a new journey. The Tower is in reverse. You're good, babes. Don't even worry. Like, you're good. Like, hold on. Page of Wands, I'm sorry. The Tower in reverse. I'm also looking at this fire and how this is a fire. You might be a fire sign. You might be a fire sign, especially with, yeah, this is giving fire. I'm a fire sign. This is giving fire. But you don't have to be. But there's a lot of, like, forward movement. Ooh, I just hit myself in the eye. Left eye. There's a lot of forward movement. You're definitely going through, like, a spiritual awakening. Left eye. I actually have a style on my left eye right now. So, something about left eyes, I don't know, maybe TLC, tender love and care. Maybe you need to care for yourself. I know you definitely do, because the strength card was the first card out in this whole reading. Anyway, you are embarking on a brand new journey. And everything behind you is about to crumble. But you're about to also redeem that. Meaning, you're alchemizing what crumbled into something new. And you see how he's like facing away from the tower. But the tower is in reverse. So it's like you're almost using this tower to fuel you forward. This fire, you're using it to fuel you. That's what it is. I knew there was a correlation. You're using the fire to fuel your actions forward. And you're actually, this is deep. Because what your purpose is in this chapter, because our purpose is changed. There is no large purpose. I mean, I'm not going to say there isn't one. But for us as human individuals, our purpose changes throughout life a lot of the time. So you could have several purposes in one lifetime. It's more of an energetic thing. But anyway, your new stage of life, the purpose of the new stage could be based on how you alchemized all of this, how you were able to move through all of these things could actually be what drives you forward and what creates this new foundation for you. Maybe you could start a business based off of how to conflict management, or write a book on it, or be something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe start a whole career. Maybe you're going to become a therapist, or something to do with what you've just learned could be your catalyst forward. So Spirit is saying, do not worry about don't be worried. You just did it. This is the 9 of Swords as well. So this is about completion. Something is completed here. You're good. You're good. I can't even yawn. You're being told to slow down. There's like a slow energy here. I got the 8 of Wands in reverse. And I'm feeling very tired right now too. Like, yeah, it's time to slow down. And that's also the end of the reading. But slow down. You're safe. You have escaped. Excuse me. And you're good. Don't speak. You know just what you're feeling. Don't tell me 'cause it hurts. Like, these people gonna try to come back and be like, you hurt me, and I didn't, and you told me this and that, and you don't speak. Tell them don't speak. Their time for speaking is over. When you needed it, they didn't have it, and now all of a sudden they want to have all these words. Okay. And you don't even have the energy to speak, so don't even pick up the phone call, baby. Text them. I'll call you later. The automatic text. I'll call you later. I'm busy right now. I'll call you later. I'm busy healing. Yeah. I'm busy healing from the mess you put me through. Can't speak right now. Sorry. Oh my God, you never answer the phone. Why don't you answer the phone? Because I'm a mute. I can't talk. And I don't want to hear you talk either. I'm healing, okay? Tell them that. Who cares? Tell them. It's your world. You about to have a whole nother life. Whole nother life. Spirit said forget about it. Spirit said don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Like, it's over. You're good. You're good. You're about to be renewed For real. You're about to be renewed. I'm talking about, yeah. Let that fire fuel you, baby. Mm-hmm. My name is Kai. I'm a spiritual coach. Everything is below. You can book a session with me. We can do shadow work. We can work on your confidence, especially at this point in your life. You might need to do some nervous system regulation. You can do that with me as well. Book a reading with me, whatever you need, babes. Praying for you, rooting for you. You're going to do great. You're fine. You're fine. Everybody else, I don't know about them, but you're fine. Okay? You already had your tower moment. It's time for you to rebuild, babes. Okay? Love you. Bye.